Let's talk about how to make money in an affordability crisis.
Affordability.
The reality is that the average household just can't afford the average house. This means that the average household is now a renter. There's a huge and growing demand for rental product, which means that it's a great time to invest in multi-housing. Three things we're going to cover today that I would urge you to take into consideration as you look at investing in multi-housing in light of these market conditions. First, let me illustrate this point. I'm here in Charlotte, North Carolina, where the average house costs about $400,000. Problem is that the average household can afford right around $233,000. There's a massive disconnect. But there's an upside if you're an investor. I'm going to show you an example of a project that I was involved in, still am involved in. 150 units, built for rent, here in the Charlotte market. It's got a clubhouse and a pool. Construction started back in 2018, and the all-in cost per unit, which included the clubhouse and the pool, was right around $200,000. That same asset was recently valued at $370,000. You can see that this is pushing the value of multi-housing up as well. That takes us to item number one, which is build a product that fits the market. So this means you need to know who your target renter is. You need to know their age, their income, whether or not they're married. So you've got to do a deep dive into that demographic to find out who this person is. The other thing you have to pay close attention to, and a lot of people miss this, is the depth of the market. For example, if you want to build a really high-end product, there may be a great reason to do it, but you need to not only make sure that the incomes are there to support that, but there's enough people, that the population's big enough at that income level to support the product that you want to build. Okay, point number two, look down the field. This means you have to pay close attention to the job story. So not only what jobs are in the market right now, and thus what incomes are in the market, but what is coming. Now, things you have to pay attention to would be job announcements, more prospective tenants coming into the market. And then the other thing is you have to look at, of those jobs, what are the incomes associated with those? And you can see what'll happen is over time, if you have a lot of high-paying jobs coming into a market, it's going to lift the average income. An example I can think of about how this changed really quickly, a city in the North Carolina mountains called Asheville, where we've seen incomes over the course of 5 years go from 60,000 to about 90,000. It's about a 50% increase over a relatively short time horizon. There's a perfect opportunity to serve a segment of the market that's probably not being served right now. Point number three, look for dislocation. What that means is you really want to search out specific places where this affordability disconnect is happening, because those are places where there's going to be a greater need for rental product. Here's an article from the Business Journal that shows several markets in the Southeast where this whole concept of affordability is exacerbated. Those are oftentimes great places to be a landlord. You're simply meeting a housing need that can't be met otherwise. Look, there's a ton of factors that we could get into, and we're going to cover more on future videos. Anytime you have massive market disruptions, there's going to be great opportunities. Okay, in future videos, we're going to get into more things to pay attention to watch out for, particularly in light of these kind of crazy market conditions. But until then, thanks for watching.